Hey, welcome to the Bangers Only podcast.
Thank you guys for stopping by, and make sure to follow us on Soundcloud and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We got new episodes coming out every Friday, so make sure you check it out.
Hope you guys enjoy it. Hello, everybody. We are back with episode 3, and we hope you enjoyed last week's episode where we talked about two up-and-coming artists, Umi and Giveon. And this week we're going to do something similar, talking about two more artists, Dominic Fike and Rex Orange County.
Yeah. I know we talked about doing Dominic Fike, and I was like, for sure. Remember? And then we had another artist, but they had just like way too much music to try and combine with Dominic Fike.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of, because like we're trying to keep it in the 30-minute range, and sometimes like you think you can do that with a certain artist, but then you go and look at their discography and they have like so much music and it's just impossible.
Yeah, especially when they release like 10 singles in 1 year. You're like, dude, just drop an album.
Yeah.
Save me some time from like scrolling, because I try to make like a playlist for us to listen to, so we don't have to like constantly switch from artists. Just have one playlist, listen to them on repeat.
Yeah.
But like this one was Dominic Orange County. That's just the title of our playlist, which is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, let's kick it off. Let's get it going with Dominic Fike.
Okay, so Dominic Fike, I don't remember when I first heard him. I think it was around a year ago. I remember listening to him last summer. But a little bit of background on him: he's 24. He's from Florida. He's signed to Columbia Records. He's kind of like all indie R&B with a little bit of hip hop influence you can hear in there. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with the genres he kind of, works with. He's pretty young,
Yeah.
like 24 is pretty young. I mean, like I know the other guy, Rex, he's a little bit younger, but like they still kind of have almost the same amount of listeners and like still like the same amount of like following.
Yeah.
But the thing about like, Dominic Fike is that he doesn't even have that many songs out either.
Right. And
but he still has a really big following.
Yeah. Which is impressive. I mean, in his music, I believe one of his projects was like a bunch of demos.
Yeah, it's the Don't Forget About Me demos.
Yeah. Which is interesting. He really doesn't have a lot of music out.
Surprisingly not, no. He has that one like album with the demos, and then he has like I think 2 features, or just like other like solo projects with other artists like Yeek, and then Kenny Beats. Those songs actually kind of slap, not gonna lie.
Yeah, they do. But also something I noticed, like when you listen to them all together, he has a lot of very short songs.
Oh yeah, they're short, but they slap.
They slap, yeah. But it's interesting, like the amount of music that he has out is really not that much if we're talking about like length and also just quantity.
Yeah.
As in regards to his sound too, some more stuff that I would say, I don't know if you got this, but he has like a slight like Weezer sound.
Yeah, I actually wrote that down in my notes.
Did you seriously?
I did, yeah. In his song off the Demos album, in his it's West Coast Collective.
I love that song.
That song is great. And for me, like that one, when I heard it, I was like, dude, this like, it's Weezer. If Weezer made a boom bap kind of song, like that's literally what it was. And this part where it's like something like "Go Running for the Hills," like that's so Weezer.
I know. I got it's very Weezer vibes. I didn't know that you did too. That's funny.
Yeah, I did. It's crazy. I don't know. We didn't even talk about this beforehand. Like this is the first time we're talking about it. And but yeah, that's how I felt about his music itself. He kind of like mixes a bunch of different well-known sounds like Weezer, obviously, into his own, and he morphs it into his own sound. and I vibe with it a lot. It's
Yeah,
different.
I think it's what's good is that like you can't really pin him down to a specific genre. Like I would think he's a lot of people classify him as like alt R&B or whatever, but there's like not a whole lot of R&B influence in there.
I feel like it's alt hip hop.
Yeah, it's like
It's like alt
either
hip hop and
or
indie
even
hip hop.
rock.
It's really
Yeah.
interesting stuff. It's really good though. It's unique.
It is.
He has a unique sound. You know,
He does, and that's important in this day and age. But something I would say is that while he doesn't have much music out, what he does have out gets a little repetitive. In
what
my
do you mean
opinion.
by that? What do you mean?
Well,
by
okay,
repetitive?
so it's not as bad as I'd say Rex Orange County is, but we'll get into that later. I just say that like he often incorporates a lot of very stylistic choices into his music that sometimes get in the way of like the music, if that makes any sense. He clearly has been experimenting a lot with his sound, and I definitely see like a lot of potential in him if he continues to broaden his sound a little bit.
I feel like he's been really diverse though, like with the music that he has out. I know like his most famous song is 3 Nights. That's like his famous song right now, and it's good. It's really like it's simple, and I love how everything like hits all at once. Like he has the bass, the drums, and like guitar all at once, like hitting all together, and it doesn't sound awful. It sounds really well mixed. And just it's a simple song, but I feel like that's kind of like where he experimented, because he wasn't trying to hit like high notes, you know, all the time.
Yeah.
But where he did hit high notes, like he did it really, really well. And for me,
he's a great
think
singer.
He is. And I wrote about the fact that I like him because he can sing and he can rap a bit.
Yeah.
It's like rap singing, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's good because he doesn't just try to be good at one thing. He's good all around, like someone else I know that can rap and sing. But we'll get to him in another episode. He's laughing because he knows. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally get you. I'm just not trying to like only say like positive things. Like I'm trying to have some criticism. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because I know like last episode we were just gushing over the two artists a bit.
They're really good.
They are.
But yeah, I could see where, you know, I guess it gets repetitive, but that's his sound.
Yeah. No, and I like it. I'm not saying I
sound.
dislike the sound. Yeah, but the sound is great.
And I think that's what makes an artist unique, is if they have their own specific sound. They're not trying to copy anyone else.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, I mean, I feel like, you know, we talked about Umi last week, and, you know, it's not that she's anything special with, like, the way she sounds, but she also, like, just who she is personality-wise, what she puts into her music, the simplicity, the messages, like, that's what makes her Umi.
Yeah, and the
like,
kind of going back to basics, you know, like it's like you said, it's simple. It's nothing like crazy, which I love.
And I mean, I first heard about Dominic Fike through his song "She Wants My Money" off his demos, and like that, I dropped it in my playlist right away. Like this playlist that I still vibe with today, it's on my Spotify profile, it's just 25, because I got bored of coming up with titles for playlist. And so I was just like 25, because it literally said playlist number 25. I said, forget it, I'm doing it. And that playlist has just been growing like every day with stuff I listen to. But that song, I think, is in there like the very top.
That's a good song.
I found it when I was doing my little, like, you know, hour of discovery. I think that's what I'm going to call it from now on. An hour discovery. And that's when I found it. And I was like, okay, like this guy's pretty good. And then that's when I went on to his album, and I was like, all right, I mess with it. I really do.
Yeah. That EP is really good. The first song I ever heard of his was King of Everything, which is my favorite song of his, actually. I and then I heard Three Nights, which everyone has heard. I'm pretty sure that's his most popular song. um, he has this one song that I really, really don't like, and I don't know if you feel the same way or not, but it's called Batshit.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that one.
It annoyed me.
It is what it is, you know. Artists will make songs we don't like and some we do, but I mean,
it just like stuck out to me. Like it felt like he was just doing the most.
yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna get all technical with it. Like that's just my opinion. Like, I just didn't like that song. If you do, like, it's all good. It's just we're here to talk about our opinions.
Yeah, but I mean that just displays the type of music he makes. He's not stuck to one genre of like R&B. He's all over the place.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
And that's totally okay for artists. But me personally, I wasn't a fan of that one either. I didn't like the guitar riff.
Yeah,
It just felt weird. I liked the beginning of the song, but then he went into that like bridge, like guitar riff. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I don't mess with it. It's kind of angry.
It is. It's kind of like he's trying to do like some weird like metal thing, but it's just not really him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I mean, props to him for trying.
Yeah. But I will give him this. The way, or like his lyrics, what he writes, and the melodies he comes up with, and the hook and everything, it flows. It really does.
It really does.
And it's catchy.
Yeah.
Everything he writes is pretty catchy. It like it will get stuck in your head. Like I know right after She Wants My Money, like my second favorite song from him is Phone Numbers, the one that he made with Kenny Beats. And I just like it because I think it's just kind of genius. One of the lines, the only line that really got me to make it like my second favorite from him was the line where he says, "Why you switch phone numbers like clothes?" And it's like, what? Like, that's so simple. It's kind of stupid to think about, but it's like, dang. I don't know. For some reason, that one just hit me different, and it's kind of hard. It's simple, but it's really good writing.
That song's a banger. I like that song. Really is. But yeah, his content is really good. Like it's unique. It's like he talks about serious things that he's feeling, but like in a very unique way. He uses like metaphors, such as the song Socks. That song's really cool just because it's like a metaphor, that song, and you should just go listen to it if you haven't, people. But yeah, he's very interesting in the way he gets his content across. Yeah,
I actually liked Acai Bowl too by him. Did you listen to it? Have you listened to it?
I did. Yeah, it's not one of my favorites of his. Like I didn't write it down, but I listened to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it displays his like diversity in what he can make.
Yeah,
it expands. He's not like restricting himself to one genre. I don't know. It felt very like pop. It's one of those like pop songs that like he wants to get that on the radio and like that's like the basic stuff you'll hear on the radio. Unlike his other stuff, like She Wants My Money. Like I feel like that one won't make it on the radio because it's not like pop. It's not what people want to hear. It's not the basic like hi-hats all the time and kicks and stuff. But
yeah, no, he has something for everybody.
He really does. Yeah,
and he incorporates really interesting instruments. Clearly uses very like real like analog instrument sounds. Out here playing the guitar, a lot of solo electric guitar in his music.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. It's good.
Yeah, definitely. He's somebody to check out. We talked about him, so he's a banger. So yeah, I would.
Not saying we'll 100%. Always talk about bangers, though.
No, yeah, we won't. We won't always talk about bangers, but this guy falls into our the category of a banger, and
yes. Should we start like rating artists?
I feel like we should. Like, what should we do? Like, out of 10, or what?
Yeah.
I feel like we could do we could do like out of 10, but base it off of different things like
Well, yeah, like
quality.
not like 10 like overall. Like I feel like it would be better if it's like 10 like out of 10, but like as like an R&B artist or as a hip hop artist, because like you can't really be like he's a top, like 10 out of 10 artist of all time.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do that, but I feel like we could, out of 10 for like 3 different categories and then like average it.
Yeah.
Out of 10 like lyrically, out of 10 how good are they? How
Yeah.
original, how lyrical is it? And then we could talk about like production quality, and then talk about I guess something else.
We'll
come
figure
up
it
with
out.
categories.
We're not going to
but
do it today.
That's a good idea. I'm down with it. I'm with it. Also, another
Okay,
idea
cool.
I had today was like, what if we have like people vote on who we should talk about next every once in a while?
That would be good, except we
Like-
don't have anyone listening yet.
Dude, we have some numbers. I've been looking. We have numbers.
Do we actually? I haven't been looking.
I mean, we have numbers. The second one didn't do too hot. I don't know what happened, but he didn't do as good as the first. The first one went really well.
Damn. Well, shout
I don't
out to what's his name who commented on our second one.
Yeah, I think Desmond Otis. I don't know.
Desmond
Shout out,
Otis.
dude.
Hey, if you're listening, my guy,
Thank
props
you.
for the constructive criticism.
Yeah, we appreciate it. No, it's helpful. To see what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. That's how I viewed it. That's how I viewed the constructive criticism. But anyways, let's move on to Rex Orange County.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw this out there right now that I thought when I first heard of Rex Orange County, I thought it was a band. I thought like he was a band.
Yeah, same. I didn't really know at first.
I thought he was a band, and then I started looking into it. I was like, nah, this is like a one-man show kind of thing. Like it's, like I'm sure he has like a group he's making music with. I didn't actually look that up or like look that far into it. I was just listening to him and seeing how I felt about him. But yeah, man, he's doing that crap on his own.
He is.
is cool.
He's an English boy. He's from England. He's 21. What else?
I know. I guess that's like all of his background. He actually has a lot of music out, surprisingly.
He does, yes. I think he has like 3 albums or something.
He has like 3 albums. He has a couple singles. But like to me, his older stuff is very like jazzy. Like the type of jazz I feel like our generation would be okay listening to.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like coffee shop jazz, like a hipster kind of
definitely,
place.
yeah.
For me,
It's
I feel like I can
indie.
just very indie. I feel like I can just put them on and like do homework and not really like have it distract me. There's not really much thought. It's just very like very groovy. But that kind of is different from his last album he released. Pony.
Yeah. I mean, well, before we get into that, I'll talk more about like his sound in general, just so we kind of get like a clear understanding for that, I guess, like with the listeners too. Because if you don't know him, he's like we said, he's indie. He definitely likes to have a mixture of like slower music as well as more up tempo music. He loves his like melodic, like guitar stuff like that. You can kind of get an idea. He's like the white English, like watered down Frank Ocean in a way.
I feel like he's like the English. I guess that works. I don't know how else to put it, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like don't take that comparison too seriously. It's just kind of like if I'm trying to describe his sound to you. Yeah. And also, I mean, he's not, in my opinion, like the artist that Frank Ocean is in terms of quality and scale, but he's very young as well. So,
to me, he's always been like that artist that a lot of people are like, oh, I've been meaning to listen to him, or I haven't gone around to listening to him yet, but I want to. And it's like that's you, definitely go ahead and check him out. You know,
Yeah.
It can be tough for some songs to listen to, but if you definitely want something different in your rotation, I would go check it out. And then yeah, you just let us know what you think about him. But I know when I listen to him, like, I mean, he makes me kind of like feel happy. You know, it's not it's not like sad music. There's not a lot of sad things going on. A lot of it's more upbeat, very like jazzy, almost kind of bluesy. I don't know about bluesy, kind of
a little bit.
Some of his stuff. Yeah. But
I'd say like, as for his instrumentation, I think that's the strongest part of his music. It's very much a beautiful blend of bright and melancholy, and it's very simple in a beautiful way. It's really good, the instrumentation of his music.
Yeah. I feel like his production quality is honestly, like, in my opinion, it's kind of flawless. Like, it's really well done.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, he uses a lot of, I mean, not on Pony, but like he uses a lot of like live instruments in his older work.
Mm-hmm.
And he got really solid recordings out of that. And like for me personally, it's tough to get a good acoustic guitar sound or a piano sound.
Yeah, I'd agree that his production is pretty solid for the most part, but his album Pony, the production takes a pretty deep dive.
We'll jump into it in a bit, but I just remember when I first heard about this guy, I think, dude, it was like back in September, and I was at rugby practice, just chilling, listening to music because I couldn't go full contact yet. And then his single "New House." I don't know if you listened to that one.
I haven't.
But that one came on when I was just listening to random things. And the song's about basically he's seeing himself with a girl in the future, and they're in a new house. And basically he's talking about how he goes through a bunch of he's going through a rough time. And he's battling his emotions, and he literally says he feels like no one can save him. And he talks about how no one really wants to talk to him unless they need something. But at the end of the day, it's the love that he has for this girl and the love that she shows him is what kind of keeps him going. And
I have heard that song actually.
Yeah. And I don't know, I think that's how I feel he wants to make his music. Mm-hmm. He wants it to mean something, and I think for me, that's my favorite song from him. I have another one that I'll talk about later, but that's how I heard about him, and that's what that song means to me. And just it's really cool. It's on my 25 playlist. So
nice. Yeah, I first heard about him because my sister actually played a song of his. It was a while ago. I don't remember when, but I think it was last year or the year before. It was the song called "Best Friends." Mm-hmm. Or Best Friend, and I liked it a lot. I like that song a lot because it has this nice kind of slow build. The instrumental does, and it starts slow and it gets more upbeat, and it's a cool song. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, for me, whenever I'm listening to him sing, for some reason I get Tyler Joseph vibes, the guy from 21 Pilots, the main singer.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you've ever listened to 21 Pilots, he kind of has the same singing range, I think. And also when he tries to rap and sing at the same time, it's not the best, but it reminds me a lot of Tyler Joseph. But
their tone is very similar. They sound very similar. But yeah, he doesn't have the most dynamic range in the world, but let's talk about when he tries to rap for a second.
When he tries to rap, it's not he's trying to spit bars. The flow is okay.
It's kind of nursery rhyme-ish.
It really is. It's not really anything special. I think he should just really stick to singing.
Yeah,
personally.
me too.
I don't think he should really try to rap anymore.
Yeah, I don't like it when he does his whole like spoken word rap thing. Like I don't really know like what he's
I
trying
don't
to
know
get
how to describe it
across.
either, but
But
it's not the best in my
no, I
opinion.
personally like
I could
I
live
don't
without
really
it
enjoy it
if
when
I'm
yeah.
honest. um, but yeah, Pony.
Yeah, Pony. I just had a lot of problems with that album. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a drastic step down from his other work.
Yeah.
And like this is the quality overall. Like it feels muddy at times. It feels underproduced and overproduced at different times. It feels just kind of sloppy.
I I didn't like the way it started with 10 out of 10, and that it
Yeah.
just was too much. And I it kind of depressed me for the rest of the album, being like, is this what it's going to be like? And
Mm-hmm.
I felt throughout the whole album he was just making music that uh is like what everybody wants now, as in like making music that's more pop so more people will listen, instead
Yeah.
of making music that he likes to make and he is known for. Like his original listeners were probably like, what just happened?
Yeah, his that it just it's hard to kind of pin down like exactly like all the things I didn't like, but it was just kind of boring, you know?
Yeah.
Um
It was
and
boring, and it just felt like one consistent song the whole way, and at the end you're like, oh, it's over.
yeah.
Just felt like noise. Like it's I feel bad saying this, but I'd rather listen to Gambino's album. That was like, what the hell? I'd rather listen to
Yeah.
that maybe 10 more times before I try and give Pony another listen.
I mean, at least that thing was kind of interesting.
It was interesting. It wasn't what Gambino normally makes, and you're like, I mean, he kind of makes some stuff that's wild and out there like that, but I was still confused.
Yeah.
But I think there is one song that stood out to me off the Pony album. Not because of its like production quality or anything, well, kind of production quality, but it felt like Rex to me. It really did. It was it's not the same anymore. It's the
Oh,
last.
interesting.
It was the last one on the album. Closes it out.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the reason I did like it the most is because it hit me personally. And the song's about growing up and like realizing that things are not always going to be the same. And I had a rough time with that coming out of high school. Because like high school was really cool for me. Or high school was great. I had a lot of memories. And then when I started college, dude, it was tough because I went from having a ton of friends in my high school to basically having no one when I started college. And it was
Yeah.
even more tough because I was a commuter and I didn't really know anyone. I knew like one person maybe. Shout out George. You know, I knew like one person. And I feel like the lyrics in this one were more relatable than any of the other songs. Like he had that song, I think it was like Never Had the Balls.
Oh God, yeah.
like really, Rex? Why? I don't know. Like
I
that
was
song
listening
just
to that song
was not relatable
tonight.
to me. Yeah, that song was not relatable at all. But this one to me was because in his chorus he says, "It's not the same anymore. I lost the joy in my face. My life was simple. My life was simple before. I should be happy, of course, but things just got much harder." And you know, when I got out of high school, I just really didn't feel like me. And like, you know, I should have been happy. Like there was nothing I should have been sad for. I should have been good, and I just didn't like the fact that things were changing around me. My friends were leaving, and it wasn't ever really going to be the same. And I had a hard time with that, dude.
Believe me, I did too. I mean, that's something everybody goes through, you know?
Yeah.
Growing up sucks.
Yeah. And then he had another line about it, and he talked about his family, I guess. He said, "I've been so hard on myself, even my family can tell, and they barely saw what I felt. I wouldn't wish this on my enemy or worse." And dude, like I used to beat myself up about it. Like, why am I feeling like this? Like I shouldn't. Life goes on, man. It's like that's life. It's gonna go on with or without you. And you just have to be ready for it. But it was tough transitioning. And then, I finally started to feel like I was getting my foothold on my life and figuring out who I was. And then this whole virus thing happened. I kind of feel trapped.
Yeah, it's a crazy time.
Yeah. But I did like that song because it felt like Rex was keeping it real, like to who he was, or who he used to be in his older albums. And it sounded the closest to the Rex that I know.
Yeah, I agree. That song is good. I enjoyed that song.
Yeah. Sorry for the little sob story about me transitioning. I didn't mean to go off on that.
No, it's okay. I'm sure that was a very relatable story for a lot of people. I mean, it was for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the album was very, very, very repetitive. It's just hard because oftentimes, if like say you sit down and listen to a bunch of Rex Orange County like in one sitting, which is what I have been doing lately, his music does get repetitive. Like there's, for me at least, there's no way around that. Like he incorporates the same instruments in a lot of his music, and all of his songs sometimes blend together. But that doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that he gets very repetitive sometimes.
Yeah. A lot of what he writes about too is cliche stuff. It's not anything out there. I mean, some of the word choices he uses in his lyrics are kind of out there and don't really work. But he's trying. He paints a picture sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, he's interesting. He's 21. He's a very interesting 21.
Guy. He's got a lot of time to grow, man.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think he can only get better, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can really only go up from Pony. If he doesn't, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I guess some songs that I would recommend of his are I really like the song called Rex. It was like the intro to one of his albums.
Mm-hmm.
He had a song called Untitled I liked. Then a song about being sad is good, and a song called Happiness is good as well. So
Happiness is
some
really
songs.
good. Corduroy Dreams was good. I feel like that one, I don't know, just makes me happy. Corduroy Dreams. It's a little like guitar.
Yeah.
It's really bouncy. And you're just like, I feel like you could just walk down the street and just you can't help yourself but smile,
Yeah, he has a lot of happy, upbeat, like montage music, but like in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So my recommendations would be New House and It's Not the Same Anymore. Those are my two that, if you want to try and listen to Rex, go ahead. Try it out.
Yeah. He definitely has a lot to offer. A lot of interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel like, okay, so you remember that idea I was telling you about like having people vote on what they want to hear next? They could totally do it like when we post about it we could just post about it on our Instagrams.
Yeah, we can put like a question box or something.
Yeah, and then just like we could put a poll on like two artists and see which one gets more percentage. Or we just say like, drop a suggestion and then we'll go through it and pick an artist, And we'll even shout you out if we pick yours. Why not? That'd be cool.
Yeah. You guys could get some recognition.
Heck yeah. Yeah. Well,
don't be sending us your music though. That's cringe.
Yeah, don't self-promote like that. Yeah, if you make it on our show because we choose you, like, you're doing something right.
That's respect, yeah.
Or you're doing something wrong. But you don't want to be on this
true.
Doing something wrong, I promise.
Yeah, exactly. All right, though. That was Rex Orange County and Dominic Fike. We hope that you guys learned something about them, and maybe you guys will go check them out and take a listen and get some new artists that you enjoy. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good weekend, and thanks again for tuning in. This is Clarke signing off.
And I'm Adrian. We'll see you guys in the next one.